Welcome, fellow Disney lovers. Have you ever wondered if Disney's Coronado Springs Resort is the perfect Disney stay? Well, today we're about to reveal its hidden charm with a club-level lounge, resort, and room tour. But before we dive in, quick question. Have you subscribed to our channel yet? Let's have a great, big, beautiful day as you stay in the Disney loop and join us for this tour.
Telling me to dance, taking a chance.
Right after our Disney Wish cruise, we are staying here at the Grand Destino Tower at Disney's Coronado Springs Resort. Let's go ahead and take a look. Now, because Disney's Coronado Springs Resort is a rather large resort and we're set up more of a campus style, we're going to focus this video more on the Grand Destino Tower. Bear in mind the rooms are going to be pretty much the same throughout the property, but the Grand Destino Tower has its own features. We're also going to take a look at the pool. And then also the Chronos Club Lounge. Since we are staying club level, we wanted to show you what those offerings are as well. Of course, as always, we do start at the port share of the Coronado Springs Resort, which actually is located at the Grand Destino Tower. To the left, you're gonna see some overhangs, which is gonna lead you to the bus transportation to all of the parks. And then to the right, you're gonna see overhangs for bus transportation to the airport for motor coach if you're taking that. As we move closer to the entrance to the left here, you're gonna be your valet and bell services, which will take your luggage for you and keep it in your room until your room is ready. And now we're gonna head in to the entrance of the Grand Destino Tower and take a look at that beautiful architecture. It does have a lot of Spanish, Mexican, and Southwestern United States influence. To the left there is going to be where your rooms are going to be located for your Grand Destino Tower, as well as some office space, desks that are set up for anyone who is going to be working while they're staying here. This is a convention center hotel. There is a convention center on property, so that would be commonplace for anyone here for any group or convention. And to the right is going to be your check-in desk, where you can check in for your stay. As we move on to the left side where you would access the elevators for the room, you're going to see a digital board here that's going to have access to any of the park hours, events and meetings taking place, dining and lounges, shops, pools and recreation, and resort map. A couple of those places here is going to be Toledo's Tapas Steak and Seafood and the Dahlia Lounge, which are both really, really good. So you may have heard a little bit of the Grand Destino before, or even the Dahlia Lounge, as I mentioned. The reason for that possibly is because Walt Disney and Salvador Dali, the famous artist, actually had once gotten together to put a short together that was called Dahlia. It wasn't actually completed until recently, which I'll have a link to that short in the description, as well as in the upper right-hand corner. But a lot of that inspiration for the Grand Destino Tower comes from that short, and really a lot of that inspiration for this tower is that concept come to life. So as you can see from this little chart here, the Grand Destino Tower actually has 16 floors, with the 15th floor being where the Chronos Club is located. So one cool thing about the Grand Destino Tower is these elevators, instead of the typical up and down touchpad, you will see this digital touchpad that's going to have numbers on it, and 15 is going to be at the club level where we're going to head to in a little bit once our room is ready. But you just touch what you want, and then the elevator will tell you which elevator to go to. We want to go to the lower level. It's telling us elevator B. Elevator B has opened up, and you can see on the side here it says LL for lower level. And again, no touch panels at all inside this elevator, but in the elevator you will see some Mickeys in the design. How cool is that? The reason we came to the lower level is because the lobby is actually on the second level, or really the lobby level. And the lower level is going to be where you're going to access the tunnel to go to the main part of the resort, as far as what used to be the main entrance, as well as the shop and the quick service area, which we'll go to in just a second, as well as access to the Barcelona Lounge, which we'll show you in just a minute as well. And also if you wanted to go to the pool, which we'll take for you a little bit later. As you can see from up here, you're gonna have a directional sign that tells you which way to go for meeting rooms, El Centro and the convention center, and El Centro is gonna be your place, of course, the center of all activity as far as your shop and your quick service location. And then if you're, depending on the village you're staying in, if it's not in the Grand Destino Tower, such as the Cabanas, Casitas, and Ranchos, of course, this will be the way to go. But we're gonna head to the right, because this is where the Barcelona Lounge is located. And take a look at that little piece of artwork there. Of course, the dandelion with the Mickey there, the Mickey profile. The Barcelona Lounge is straight ahead, which is where you can get some morning coffee as well as mixed drinks later on in the day. But just take a look at the beautiness of this building. You have some artwork there to the left. I believe that's supposed to be Dahlia from the Salvador Dali film. And then to my right, you're going to see Walt Disney with his best pal, Mickey Mouse. We've now stepped outside of the Gran Destino Tower, which is behind me now. This is kind of the area where they're going to have the movies in the evening, occasionally for entertainment, where the Disney movies that they do show that one of the resorts offer. And out that direction is going to be Lago Dorado, which is the lake in the center of the resort. And that building that's in the middle of the lake is the Three Bridges Bar and Grill. To the right, behind some of those trees, is going to be the main pool, the feature pool, and then all around this area, all around the lake, it's going to be all of your different little villages, cabanas, casitas, and ranchos. They're going to have your resort style rooms and your campus style setup. But again, our concentration in this video is the beautiful Gran Destino Tower and all 15 floors. Coming back inside from the outside where we were just at, you're going to see, of course, signs to the Gran Destino Tower, your lobby and guest services. But now we're going to head down the tunnel, which is this way, which will take us again to El Centro. As we exit the tunnels, we've come to this long hallway. This is where the check-in area used to be before the Gran Destino Tower was built. Basically where these desks are at now is where it used to be. We're gonna head straight forward to Panchitos, which is where the shop is at. As we get closer, you can see this beautiful fountain here with the pineapple on top, which is that universal symbol of hospitality. And again, Panchitos straight forward, and the convention center and restaurants to the right. Let's head inside Panchitos now. One thing I noticed about this store, it's a lot more wide open than some of the other stores around here. It's a lot of space here, and some of the custom things you're gonna get at this resort includes this Villa del Lago shirt, which is Village of the Lakes, I believe is how that's translated to. And then other different stylish accents for the resorts specifically, including this tumbler. Here's another, looks like a ladies' tee here for Disney's Coronado Springs Resort, and then it looks like we have a towel as well. And then more resort-specific items with that Mexican, Spanish, and Southwestern U.S. design. And then, of course, some of these other polos here, but even a little ornament here. Very cool. Sticking to that Hispanic and Spanish heritage, you have your Encanto merchandise on this side of the wall. And then we even have some merchandise from Coco, of course, celebrating that movie from Disney. There's actually even an acoustic guitar here from the movie, cool martini glass, and even a little serving tray. You just see how they really theme the store out with merchandise reflecting the theme of the resort. We even have a cool looking Dante's plush here. Again, more Coco toys. Looks like a Coco hoodie. Seize your moment shirt. We have a fan. Even a handbag. And then your Coco Loungefly and other gear from the movie. Other than the Encanto and Coco merchandise that we saw, the other merchandise here in the store is going to be pretty much what you're going to see at all the Disney resorts, and really just your general parks merchandise. But let's go ahead and see what they have here for food, in case you wanted to enjoy that and you're not staying club level, or if you just want something different than what the Chronos Club has to offer. So coming out of Panchitos and turning to the left towards the hallway to our quick service dining location is going to be Cafe Rick's, which is going to be a essentially coffee shop and pastry spot where it's really busy right now, but they also have a place to refill your refillable mugs and get a drink as well. Let's head on further down. Real quick, I did want to show you that it looks like that the current hours for the Cafe Rick's Bakery is 7 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. and they do offer some hot entrees. As you can see, that it just popped across the screen, and you can see some of the pastries they offer here, such as those Joffrey's donuts we've featured many times in a couple of our videos, which you can see in the description. Different pastries like croissants and even muffins and a cinnamon roll. As I mentioned, here at Cafe Rick's, you can actually do your resort refillable mugs and get your drinks, this is the exit of the cafe, so you can see that there. Adjacent to Cafe Rick's and next to the quick service location we will see in a second is going to be the Rick's Sports Bar and Grill, where you can get sports, snacks, and seriously good experiences. They have mobile order takeout options, and they do offer breakfast, lunch, and dinner. This is a reservation spot, but it's not too popular in the sense that it is kind of here at the resort, so it may not be too hard to get a reservation. It has a sports vibe atmosphere, or sports bar vibe atmosphere, as you can see from the inside. Now, the big quick service location here at the Coronado Springs Resort is going to be the El Mercado de Coronado, and they offer breakfast currently, which is what time period we are in, as well as lunch and dinner, and their hours currently are going to be 7 a.m. to 11 a.m. for breakfast, 11:30 to 2 for lunch, and 5 to 11 for dinner, with grab and go and soda refills available 7 a.m. to 11 p.m. Everything from your breakfast offerings to pasta to tacos to everything in between, you're going to see those here available at El Mercado de Coronado. That's going to conclude the general tour of the resort, but let's head upstairs to the Chronos Club to show you what that's all about. We've checked in and now we're headed to the Chronos Club on the 15th floor of the Grand Destino Tower, and we're getting an escort up because it is secured access. It is probably the largest, if not one of the largest club levels here at Walt Disney World. And the funny thing is, it's a moderate resort, but we consider it a deluxe just because of the sheer amazingness of it. But if you look over this window, you will see what's awesome even more is this view. You can see the Hollywood Tower of Terror, Walt Disney World Swan and Dolphin, which, I mean, we stayed in that general area there. And then Epcot, we stayed at the Disney's Yacht Club Resort right before our Disney cruise, which you can see that link in the description as well as in the upper right hand corner. Although we did just get off the Disney cruise, had an early morning breakfast. Let's go ahead and see what they have here for their breakfast offerings, which they do have until 10:30 in the morning, because, well, honestly, I'm still a little hungry. Here's the welcome letter from the Chronos Club. It says, Bienvenidos la familia, and the times of the food and beverage offerings we have here is coffee from 6:30 a.m. to 7 a.m., continental breakfast from 7 a.m. to 10:30 a.m., light snacks 11:30 a.m. to 4 p.m., hors d'oeuvres and select beverages from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m., and desserts and cordials from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. If you've been seen any of our other club level videos at the Contemporary Resort and the Animal Kingdom Lodge, which again, those links will be in the description, you'll see that those hours are very much the same. Let's go ahead and see what is up for breakfast this morning. So in one corner here we have some assorted fresh fruit, also salami, smoked ham, and hard-boiled eggs. So although it is called a continental breakfast, they do have hot options here, which is what we love. They have ketchup as well as looks like a bacon frittata, as well as some sausage, and then an assortment of toppings for oatmeal and polenta cakes with red pepper relish, which looks like that's going to be your vegetarian option. They also have some bread and bagels if you want to toast them in the toaster. Of course, an assortment of jellies, jams, and Jif peanut butter and regular butter. Looks like they also have cream cheese. They have cinnamon swirl loaf, banana chocolate chip loaf, and a blueberry orange scone, blueberry oat muffins and lemon poppy seed muffins, butter croissant, multigrain croissants, butter there, and the selection of cereals. It looks like they have Cinnamon Toast Crunch, Fruit Loops, and Special K. They also have a good juice selection here with cranberry juice, of course your Pog juice, which is your passion fruit, guava, and orange juice, and then regular orange juice. They have also Egro or Ergo, some fancy coffee machines where you can make your cappuccinos, lattes, and the like. And then in the cooler, you've got yogurts, some packaged fruits, and then a selection of Cokes, Diet Cokes, milks, teas, Pellegrino, Minute Maid lemonade, and such. Everything looks great up here. This is one of our favorite club levels, and I know we say that a lot. It's one that maybe not as recognized because it isn't a moderate resort. So when we see Coronado Springs Club Level available, we take it. Plus another benefit here at the Grand Destino Tower, which is the building that we're in at the Coronado Springs. The room is also in the tower as well, so we will give you a view of that once we have our room ready and show you what that room's about and the wonderful view you'll have outside that window. I also wanted to mention some of the other snacks they have here out. They have some Kind bars and then some lollipops and different mints and fruit. They also have little games that you might have seen along the way to keep yourself entertained, and then they even have packaged cereal here when you're not wanting something that's up already at the buffet. This morning I got some of that bacon frittata, a sausage, some salami and ham, and fresh fruit, and then I'm gonna try that polenta cake as well. I'm gonna try out some of this frittata first, and I did add some ketchup to it because honestly I like ketchup on my eggs. A lot of good flavor there, it's nice and fluffy, not dry by any means. Really good if you like frittatas, and it's got that nice little crust on top because of the way it's baked. Very enjoyable. Now it's time to try some of this awesome sausage here. What do you expect from a breakfast sausage? Nothing overly fancy about it, but the one thing that I've not really had before, I don't remember having here, because we've been at this club level a couple times here at the Chronos Club, is this polenta cake. So again, it's, if you're not familiar with polenta, it's like a type of grit, instead of like hominy, like regular grits are made out of, it's corn based. It's actually got a good amount of flavor to it, seasoned very well. If you like grits, I think you'd like this. It almost reminds me of like a combination of grits and cornbread, at least the texture that this has. It's actually really good. So I'm gonna have this other piece of it because it's kind of small, and we're gonna enjoy the rest of our breakfast. And we actually just found out our room is ready since we're just here one night, and really just to show you what that room's about. Maybe head over to the pool and show you that. Again, one of our favorite pools. If you've been following us the last few videos, you'll see that we've been on this Disney cruise voyage. We started at the Disney's Yacht Club Resort for a couple of nights. Then we had the Disney Wish for 4 nights, which we got off today. And today we're taking a night at Disney's Coronado Springs Resort in the Chronos Club. We're taking it easy, not very structured like some of our vlogs are. So we just want you to come along with us. Now, of course, if you've liked what you've seen so far in this video, even though it's been kind of short, make sure you like the video, share it with your friends, and if you haven't already, as always, subscribe to the channel. We've got more videos for you coming up that I'm sure you'll enjoy, and if you have any questions about anything, throw us a message in the comments. We'll definitely do our best to answer that question for you. Of course, with club level comes wonderful drinks, and Christy has ordered herself a Pog Mimosa, but this is a little different because they add a bit of grenadine, and I believe they call this a sunrise mimosa. Now, if you don't want the alcoholic option, there's actually a kids option, which Lorelai and Anthony both have, which you'll see the lemons there in the shape of Mickey. This is the virgin Pog Mimosa in the sense that it's just your Pog. I believe they add the grenadine in there and some Sprite. I went back up there, grabbed me some oatmeal with some brown sugar, craisins, and some granola. Then a piece of that scone, that banana chip loaf, and that cinnamon swirl loaf, and then even one of those, looks like a banana nut muffin. The cinnamon loaf. Check out that crust. Looks really good. I'm sure it tastes amazing as well. It's definitely not dry. It has a nice texture to it, and I ate it from the top of the crust because that's where the cinnamon sugar is. It's really good. Next up, gonna try a piece of this banana bread, which I did take a bite of already, but yeah, that was off camera because it was that good. So if you like banana bread, you'll definitely like this. If you like chocolate, you'll like it as well. If you like banana bread and chocolate, you'll love it. It's pretty easy to say. Now, as far as the scone goes, it's really good. I mean, that icing has a citrus taste to it. I think they added some citrus to it, and it's not very dry at all, which some scones can be. It's really, really delicious. Lastly, we're gonna go for this muffin here. I honestly don't remember what it was. I think it's a blueberry oat muffin, it looks like. Also very moist, but I like the banana one bread better. All these options were great to try, and I'm gonna finish this up. And then I think it's finally time to check out the room. Finishing up breakfast there at the Chronos Club, we're gonna head to the room, and there's the hall of rooms, but ours is not down that way. Ours is literally right here, 9538. Already gone outside, turn on the lights. We're gonna head on in. Entering our room, this says of a connecting door. Of course, no friends with us this trip, but our view is that way, and to the right is our bathroom. You've got a beautiful stand-up shower with, it looks like a rainforest shower head, whatever you call it. Of course, your H2O products there. Nice little drain, and then double vanity. I just love the design and the decor in here. Of course, your H2O products there for your toiletries and amenities, and then you've got your toilet area with a nice pocket door for privacy. Further into the room, we have your closet, which you're gonna have your safe and a laundry bag and extra pillows and blankets at top. Then you're gonna have like a luggage rack here. And this room has 2 queen beds, beautifully made, 4 pillows each, enough for everyone in your party. You got a nice tall mirror. and just a beautiful room. You've got your great floors there, a desk area. You have Keurig with, of course, your options there for coffee and tea, your Joffrey's coffee and your Twinings tea, your ice bucket and cups, and then below you're gonna have your beverage cooler, and then the TV here. Welcome Laxton family, more drawers, and your lamp and a nice chair. Very simple, but effective and really large. And actually, talk about this view. I don't think we've had this view before, but this is the rest of Coronado Springs right over here. It's gonna have your convention center in that direction, some of your other buildings, as well as the main building where you can have your quick service. You've got, looks like that's Expedition Everest over there, because we are close to the Animal Kingdom. We are in the Animal Kingdom Resort area. You've got, I believe it's called Villa del Lago, or some sort of lake. I don't remember the name offhand. And then Three Bridges Bar and Grill, which is there in the middle of the lake. And then you're gonna have the resort pool that we're gonna go to a little bit later, and one of our favorite pools as well, down that way. I'm gonna zoom on in for you, right over there. And then the rest of the villages or rooms are in the corner there. Now, you can actually even see the Magic Kingdom from back here. You can see the Contemporary and Space Mountain. Now that's pretty amazing. As I mentioned, very simple accommodations, but very effective in giving us the feeling of living at a luxury resort. Even though this is a moderate, I think of it as like a moderate plus, especially with the club level. This is probably our most loved resort, just for the value and for what we get, especially when it comes to club level. But now that you've seen a tour of the room, we want to take you to the pool, maybe down the water slide, and just to show you how large this pool is. It is one of the largest that's not the Yacht and Beach Club Stormalong Bay, which we showed you in a previous video, which you'll again see in the description. But it is still one of our favorites because it's a nice resort style pool and has a beautiful theme as well. We're outside, headed to the pool. There's the Grand Destino Tower behind us, and we're on one of the bridges. You can see out here at the lake, you're gonna have the fountain, Three Bridges Bar and Grill, of course, over there. We're headed to, I believe it's called the Villa del Lago pool, which is straight ahead. Also, being that we are club level, if you want to go to the pool with a beer, just ask them to give you a cup with it. And we have Christie's Coors Light right here. We're bringing to the pool, as well as my Coke Zero. Let's head over. This pool is themed after the lost city of Cibola. They also have an area called the Dig Site, which includes the children's pool, Jaguar Slide, the Ruins, Explorers Playground, Iguana Arcade, siestas, the ball court, the spa, and the pool. Actually, I believe the pool is called the Dig Site. This pool is open 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. The Jaguar Slide exits there, and then you've got what almost looks like an old-fashioned Mayan temple. This is actually a really nice sized slide. Across the way there is Siestas, which is the cantina and quick service food location. It's a little fountain coming out of one of those totems. Of course, lifeguards all over the place. Over in this back corner is gonna be your children's play area. It's like a little splash pad. And then on the other side of that pyramid is gonna be, you're gonna have like a playground, as well as the Iguana Arcade and your restrooms. And then over here to the left is where we came in, and our seats are right over here. We're gonna go ahead and get the GoPro on, maybe take you down the slide and enjoy the pool. Up on the bridge right above the Jaguar Slide, which is where we're headed, and the top is over there, and it leads into these spots where you get out right here. There's actually no line for the Jaguar Slide, so we're gonna get right on. We've got the green light. Let's go. And that feels really nice right now. Here we go. Woo! Look at what? Hi. Oh, that's splash. Here we go. Well, that was a lot of fun. One of our favorite slides here at Walt Disney World. But let's explore the rest of the pool while we're here. There's that totem there, putting some water in the pool for a nice little fountain if you like it. And really cool, that pyramid here, the Mayan pyramid, bringing water into the pool. And looks like they're training some lifeguards at the moment. Oh, look who I found. Hi, Lorelai. And hi, Anthony.
Hi.
Did you guys have fun on the slide?
Yeah.
All right. Another thing I like about this pool is that they actually have a pretty decent deep end area for those of us who like to jump in the pool and have the deep end to do some swimming as opposed to that shallower water. I'm actually heading that direction now. It's on the far end of where we were sitting, over closer to that quick service location. I believe it goes like to 5 feet deep. All right, so we're approaching the deep end here. You got 4 feet 9 inches on one side, and on the far end over there, you're gonna see maybe the 5 feet deep. So it does have a decent deep end side. And then of course, as you go towards that area where we were sitting, it's gonna get a little bit more shallow. And then you see a beautiful view of the Grand Destino Tower where we're staying right there. Also, I did want to show you the recreation offerings here. People have different scavenger hunts. You have a nature walk you can do. Of course, the fitness center is open 24/7 as well. And then again, the recreation beyond the pool, like I mentioned before, the volleyball court, Casitas Plaza, Iguana Arcade, and the Explorers Playground. Talks about your movie Under the Stars and what they're showing this month. Because that movie Under the Stars does change month to month. Looks like they show Encanto and Wednesday and Thursday show Coco. So again, sticking with that theming, good movies of choice, and then some signature experiences there you see that you can participate in, which do cost a little extra, but could be worth it for your vacation. Looks like our time in the pool is done, but we're gonna head back up to the Chronos Club Lounge to enjoy some lunchtime snacks. We've headed back to the Chronos Club Lounge. Looks like they have some Rice Krispie bars dipped in chocolate with sprinkles. They also have a selection of chips. We have the Miss Vicky's Sea Salt, Stacy's Pita Chips, Parmesan Garlic and Herb, and then some original Sun Chips. They also have trail mixes here, banana chips, pretzel sticks, and goldfish. They have those blueberry orange scones they had this morning, deluxe crackers, and then celebration cookies. Lastly, in their snack time period for food, they have some crudités such as broccoli, cauliflower, sweet bell peppers. Looks like some cucumber with some sort of spice on it, probably paprika. They have carrots, and then it looks like a coriander chutney, hummus, and then a homemade ranch. And for those who just want a nice comfort food, they also have peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, the Uncrustables. It is now after 5 p.m. and at this time, that's when they have your hors d'oeuvres and select beverages. So today they have a lomo saltado steak, also a swordfish escabeche with sweet peppers. There's also the crudité we had before, similar selections there. And then a vegan-friendly Parmesan cheese for your beef marinara with pasta, for those who would like that option. And then there's also a citrus couscous, assorted cheeses, salami, marinated olives, smoked ham, apricots, cornichon pickles, fake jam. Looks like some sort of bread here. Okay, so this is bread with this pan con tomato, a red pepper gazpacho, and then some of the drink selections that you have here as shown here. Because we have a few wines, as well as an IPA, Coors Light, Sam Adams, and the Blue Moon. Although they are called hors d'oeuvres, mainly because of the small plates, you can go up there as much as you want to really have as much as you want. So I'm gonna grab a plate and try things out. I went up there, got some of that cheese, some of the swordfish, ham and salami, the bread and tomato, the pan con tomato, olives, that steak, and that couscous. Let's try some of this. First up, I have a piece of steak here. Christy tells me it's a bit on the chewier side, so we'll see if it tastes like Wookiee. Now it does have a bit of a chew to it. It's not actually that bad, maybe just depend on the piece you get. So just bear that in mind, it's a tougher cut of meat. I ate pretty much all of the meat that I had there on my plate, and I also had one of these olives, these marinated olives, and they're really, really good. There is a bit of a kick to it, just to keep that in mind. Now it's time to try a little bit of that swordfish. See there, it looks like a little bit of pepper on that. So this is a cold dish. It's actually really good. It's got a nice marinade to it. I don't remember having swordfish before. I'm pretty sure I have, but this is actually although swordfish has a bit of a meatier taste to it, this does have that meatiness, but it still has that white fish flaky texture, if that even really makes any sense. It's not like a grouper or a cod by any means. It's like it's more meaty in that sense. Really, I mean, I guess to say it has a thickness of a salmon, but the flavor of a whitefish. As you can see, I finished up that swordfish pretty good. And I do remember having swordfish. In fact, it was in the seafood pot pie we had at Disney's Yacht Club Resort at Ale and Compass, which you can see the link for that in the description. That was actually really good. I'm gonna try this pond cone tomato now, the bread with tomato. That tomato looks really fresh. I think it's gonna taste just as it looks, and I think it's gonna be delicious. Just look at the tomato there. It looks just like, almost like a crushed tomato that's on the bread. Of course, it came separately. I put it on the bread because that's how it's, I guess, supposed to be eaten, or at least dipped in the bread. But let's give it a try. They definitely put some salt in that tomato concoction, and actually there's a bit of a spice there. Caught me off guard, was not expecting that. But it's very fresh and really good. I enjoyed it. I don't know if I have a comparison of what this is like, but just it's like a crusty piece of bread with some tomato on it. This is actually really good and one of my favorite things on the plate. The ham and cheese here, it looks like it's a Munster and Swiss. And the ham, I had the ham earlier for our lunchtime or breakfast offerings, which you might have seen that. Cheese is your standard Swiss. It looks like a Munster cheese, but gonna enjoy this and then maybe go up for one or two more things so we can show you what else options they have up at the little. I'm calling it a buffet. It's not really a buffet, but you can get as much as you want. We're gonna try a couple more things there, and then show some other options that you have here at the Chronos Club at Disney's Coronado Springs Resort. I did almost forget that I had the couscous here on the table. Now it says up there it has a little bit of citrus to it, but of course you can see the pearls of the couscous there with that citrus. I don't know if it's a citrus glaze or what it is. That citrus flavor is really good. The couscous is a little on the dry side for my liking, but it's just another option up there. This is it looks like a vegetarian option for those who wish to have that, but it's a good selection, just again, dry for me. I went back up there, got some of that pasta with that meat sauce marinara and of course that vegan-friendly Parmesan, so interesting combination, even though there's meat in this sauce. And then also that red pepper gazpacho, I'm gonna try those now. The pasta is a good option, especially if you have kids who are picky eaters. Just a very plain option in the sense that it really doesn't have a lot to it. It's also good for those who just want a little bit of pasta. There's actually a good amount of flavor with the meat sauce. It's not bland by any means. There's actually good amount of salt in there to give it that flavor and whatever the seasonings. The vegan Parmesan cheese. Not sure if I've had that before. It's interesting. It does have that Parmesan cheese texture to it, and it adds that feel you would expect from Parmesan. Not exactly the taste that I'm looking for, so I might just not do that next time. But overall, a good option there for pasta. Now I have that red pepper gazpacho here, which is a cold soup. We're gonna try that now. Not sure if I've ever had gazpacho before, kind of like that vegan cheese, but it's worth giving it a try. First of all, there's a bit of a kick in it, just kind of like some of the other things here. It feels like that they took the red peppers and maybe even some tomato and pureed it and added a few other ingredients. It's definitely interesting, but being cold soup for a hot day, it's kind of refreshing and not too bad. I actually like it better than that couscous for sure. I know that we did kind of take a very high level tour of the club level because we were getting up here for breakfast and we were just really tired, but I did want to show you this little Mickey they have here. And about that theming, it's themed after some Spanish, Mexican, and Southwestern cultures of the US, which you can kind of see that evident throughout the whole resort. One thing I also want to mention is that you're going to see different books around the club level that relate to just the art there is from that Spanish heritage and, you know, all things Disney. Speaking of that, the Grand Destino Tower itself has a lot to do with a collaboration that Salvador Dali, one of the renowned artists, and Walt Disney had for a project that they did. You'll see a link to that in the description. I don't remember the name of it right away, but just wanted to show you some of the details that they have here throughout the design and look at the room. Now here to the side where this Mickey is, you're going to see kind of a actual, it looks like it's a touch screen where you can take a look at park hours, events and meetings, dining and lounges, shops, pools and recreation and resort map, and it lists many of those things you have there. Along this wall, you're going to have different designs, different architecture and decor. You have a TV there, and then there's another Mickey, hidden Mickey right here, with these little pieces of art. Even with the seating here, you can just see the design and the patterns they have are into that theming. There's a lot of seating also in this club level, which is one reason we love it a lot. You'll see that there's Lorelai. You just see how large this space is. But let's take a look out this window. So while on our room view, you're going to be able to see the Magic Kingdom and Animal Kingdom. Here you're going to see Galaxy's Edge at Hollywood Studios, and I believe that is the show building for Rock and Roller Coaster. I may be completely wrong, but you also have the Tower of Terror in the back there as well. As we go to the left, again, you're going to have the Walt Disney World Swan and Dolphin, as we showed you a little earlier, and the parking here at the front of the Grand Destino Tower. But overall, a very pretty view. Also looking up above the seating area, you're going to see some cool patterns, including Mickey shaped throughout. And then even these little lighting fixtures, very cool to see how that design is throughout this club level. Another thing to point out is that there's actually restrooms here on this club level, so that you don't even have to go to your room to go to the restrooms. And also for the kids, they have a toy box, which there's numerous different toys to keep kiddos entertained. And there's even games where you can enjoy a game of Monopoly, checkers, and chess, such as what the kids are playing, and even Scrabble. Also, if you're really into Disney animation, there is a whole slew of different books regarding the hidden art of Disney animation, whether it's from The Little Mermaid, Encanto, Moana, and the like, or even The Art of Big Hero 6. Take a look at that. Great books to just take up here and read while you're enjoying your view or working on anything. Another thing of note is that if you do have to bring your work with you, although the club offers service from 7 a.m. to 10 p.m., I did confirm with one of the cast members working up here is that although the area is locked, using your Magic Band, and there's no service between 10 p.m. and 7 a.m. in the morning, if you want to work, you can actually bring your work in here. Work quietly on a laptop or whatever you want to do. Something like I like to do sometimes, maybe bring my computer over and work on this video. But I just wanted to say that that's an option for you. Some club levels don't offer that option, but here, just like at Disney's Contemporary Resort, there is a lounge for you to literally lounge at throughout the day without an issue. We're back at the Chronos Club Lounge for desserts and cordials from 8 to 10 p.m. And it looks like we have some blood orange biscuits there. That looks interesting. As well as a strawberry brownie that's plant-based, so another vegetarian option there. Just like they had during snack time, they have those celebration cookies out, which is going to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Disney Company. And then they have assortment of fruits, some pineapple and grapes. They also have the beers and wines still out here, but now they have cordials as well. Everything from some coffee liqueur, what's called Camorra, to Bailey's Irish Cream, and even some brandy and Fernet Branca liqueur. They also have a vanilla cheesecake with passion fruit chantilly, celebration cupcakes for the 100th anniversary, yogurt covered pretzels, chocolate covered espresso beans, and M&Ms. Of course, there are some of those desserts there that are pretty commonplace, which don't need my insight on them, but there are a few things that are unique, which I'm interested to try, and I'll let you know how they are. So a few of the desserts that we want to try today is this plant-based strawberry option. We also have that blood orange concoction there, and then that vanilla tart it looks like with that passion fruit chantilly. So we're going to try the strawberry option first and see how that is. So this one looks like a pretty dark chocolate. Let's go ahead and see how this is. It is very dense. It does have almost like a dark chocolate taste to it. Probably dark cocoa in there, because that doesn't have that's not necessarily, cocoa in itself is a plant, but it's actually not bad. I don't get as much of the strawberry as I would expect from a strawberry named dessert, but I wouldn't be able to tell this is plant-based by just trying it. So next I want to try this blood orange dessert. The way I have it displayed is kind of layered, so you can see that little piece of blood orange like a jelly that's in there with the cake that's on top. If it focuses in, let's see how this is. okay. It's not overly blood orangey flavor. It doesn't really even have much of an orange taste. I mean, you can tell it is a fruit of sorts. But if you're like blood orange, I don't see why you wouldn't like it. If you're questionable, I would give it a try anyway, just to see how it is. And then lastly, we have this tart. It's supposed to have the vanilla with the passion fruit chantilly in there. Let's see how this is. I like that tart crust with like a graham cracker. Very good. Reminds me of, you know, that typical tart flavor there. Now, the cream itself, I do get the vanilla, of course. The passion fruit is very mild. It's not like a strong passion fruit flavor, but it's also not overly sweet. Actually, none of these desserts are overly sweet, which is good. So far, the dessert options here are great at Coronado Springs and their Chronos Club. We're gonna finish this up and go from there. Breakfast offerings here on the club level today include hard-boiled eggs and as well as a meat selection with smoked turkey and salami. You also have some fresh assorted fruits such as grapes and pineapple. You've got Special K, Cinnamon Toast Crunch, and Fruit Loops if you like some cereal with some milk. You've got some, looks like butter here to go with any multigrain or butter croissants. Also chocolate chip muffins or blueberry oat muffins. And then they also have a raspberry cream cheese loaf and cinnamon swirl loaf, an apricot oat bar. And then you also have a selection of bagels and toast with a toaster with your accompaniment to go with that. On the hot food side, you've got your ketchup to go with any eggs if you like it that way, such as myself. Then some bacon and oatmeal with your toppings and Spanish potatoes. This morning they also have out the orange juice as well as your pog juice, your passion fruit guava and orange juice, cranberry juice, and then they have available all day your egro or ergo, however you say it, coffee selections. It's also where you would get your hot water for any teas you'd like to make. And then of course they keep this wonderfully stocked fridge with apples, yogurt, grapes, apple juice, sodas, milk, and the like, and even some teas, sparkling water, lemonade, and even regular bottled water at the bottom. As we conclude this tour of Disney's Coronado Springs Resort, its rooms, and the Chronos Club Lounge, I invite you to subscribe to our channel. This way you're the first to learn about any of our new Disney adventures. Thank you again for watching, and as always, have a great, big, beautiful day, and we will see you real soon.